Ever wonder why you think the way you do? Why certain thoughts pop into your head seemingly out of nowhere? Or why you react to situations in a particular way? Have you ever made a snap decision, only to regret it later? Maybe you acted on impulse and then found yourself wishing you had taken a moment to think it through. Or struggled with a tough problem, feeling like your brain was stuck. It's like your mind hits a wall, and no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to find a way around it. That's your thinking at work. Your brain is constantly processing information, even when you're not aware of it. We all have a fascinating brain that processes information in different ways. Each person's thought process is unique, shaped by their experiences, emotions, and even their biology. But wouldn't it be cool to understand how our thinking really works? To get a glimpse into the mechanics of our own minds? Enter Daniel Kahneman's book, Thinking Fast and Slow, a groundbreaking exploration of the human mind. This book delves into the dual systems of thought that drive our decisions and actions. This book is like a user manual for your brain. It breaks down complex psychological concepts into understandable insights. It's packed with insights into how we make decisions, solve problems, and navigate the world around us. You'll learn about the fast, intuitive thinking and the slow, deliberate thinking that shape our lives. So buckle up, get ready to explore the amazing power of your own mind. With this knowledge, you can better understand yourself and the world around you, making more informed choices every day. Imagine your brain has two modes, System 1 and System 2. System 1 is like your super fast autopilot. It's always on, making quick judgments and decisions without much effort. Driving a familiar route, recognizing a friend's face, or knowing 2 plus 2 equals 4 are all examples of System 1 in action. It's fast, intuitive, and effortless. Pretty cool, right? Now, meet System 2, your brain's slower, more deliberate thinker. It kicks in when you need to focus, solve complex problems, or make careful choices. Think of solving a math problem, learning a new language, or parallel parking. That's System 2 at work. Before we continue, if you're enjoying the content, hit like and subscribe for more insightful summaries. While System 1 is super fast and efficient, it can also lead to some hilarious and sometimes embarrassing mistakes that we can't help but laugh at. Ever blurted out the wrong answer in class or misjudged a situation at a social gathering? That's your impulsive System 1 at play, acting before you have time to think it through. One of the tricks our brains play is relying on heuristics, which are mental shortcuts that help us make quick judgments without much effort. While these shortcuts are incredibly useful in many situations, allowing us to navigate the world efficiently, they can also lead to biases and errors in our thinking, causing us to make mistakes. Remember that time you were absolutely certain you aced a test, only to be surprised by a lower grade than you expected? That might have been a case of overconfidence bias, where you overestimated your abilities, a classic example of System 1 at work, making quick decisions without thorough analysis. It's important to recognize when System 1 is in control and to take a step back, allowing System 2, our more deliberate and analytical thinking process, to take over when needed. By balancing both systems, we can make better decisions and avoid common pitfalls. System 2, on the other hand, is like that friend who always takes their sweet time getting ready. It's lazy and prefers to avoid effort whenever possible. But don't underestimate its power. When System 2 does engage, it can help us make smarter decisions, solve challenging problems, and achieve our goals. Think about the last time you carefully weighed the pros and cons of a decision, or spent time researching different options before making a choice. That's your System 2 flexing its mental muscles. Here's a fascinating fact. Our brains are surprisingly susceptible to manipulation. This means that even when we think we're making logical, well-thought-out decisions, we might actually be influenced by subtle cues and biases that we're not even aware of. Thinking Fast and Slow reveals how marketers, politicians, and even our own minds can trick us into making irrational decisions. These influences can come from various sources, such as the way information is presented to us or the context in which we receive it. For example, we might be more likely to buy a product if it's presented next to a more expensive option, even if it's not the best value. This is known as the contrast effect, where our perception is influenced by comparing one thing to another. Or we may fall prey to the framing effect, where the way information is presented influences our choices, even if the underlying facts remain the same. For instance, a product labeled as 90% fat-free might seem more appealing than one labeled 10% fat, even though they are identical. Understanding these cognitive biases can empower us to make more informed and rational decisions. By being aware of how our brains can be tricked, we can take steps to counteract these influences and think more critically about the choices we make in our daily lives. Thinking Fast and Slow is a journey into the fascinating world of your own mind. It's packed with intriguing experiments, witty anecdotes, and mind-blowing insights that will change the way you think about thinking. By understanding the strengths and weaknesses of our two thinking systems, we can make better decisions, avoid common pitfalls, and unlock our full cognitive potential. Ready to dive deeper into the mysteries of the human mind? Grab a copy of Thinking Fast and Slow and embark on an eye-opening adventure. Trust me, your brain will thank you for it. We reached the end, but before you leave, join our community of passionate readers by simply subscribing to our channel, where your love for knowledge and great stories truly matters.